What if you could have a beautiful flower garden that could also feed your family year after year with almost no effort? Well, you can. Using flowers as food is an ancient tradition, and today, we're exploring 6 stunning perennial flowers you can also eat, including how to grow them, starting with one of the most reliable and easiest edibles you can grow. Number 1. Chives. First up is one of the most reliable and truly perennial edibles you can grow: chives. If you want the easiest entry point into edible flowers, this is it. Chives are incredibly forgiving, thriving in zones 3 through 9, and will happily grow in full sun or partial shade. They aren't picky about soil, as long as it's reasonably moist and well-drained. We all know and love those slender, green leaves for their mild onion flavor, perfect for snipping over potatoes and eggs. But the real secret weapon of the chive plant is its flower. In late spring, the plant sends up these beautiful, fluffy, purple pom-pom blossoms. So many gardeners just cut them off, but that's a huge missed opportunity. These flowers are not only edible, but have a delicate, onion-like flavor that some people find milder and more floral than the leaves. Harvesting them is as easy as it gets. Just snip the flower heads off when they're fully open. You can break the head apart into dozens of tiny individual florets and sprinkle them over a salad for a burst of color and a gentle, spicy kick. Or mix them into softened cream cheese for a beautiful, vibrant spread for bagels. But an almost magical way to use them is to make chive blossom vinegar. Just fill a jar with chive blossoms, top it with white vinegar, and let it sit for a week or 2. You'll get a stunningly bright pink vinegar with a delicate onion essence that makes the most amazing vinaigrettes. You can also mix the florets into softened butter to make a compound butter that's incredible on grilled steak or fresh bread. Plus, chive flowers are a magnet for pollinators, so by letting them bloom, you're helping your whole garden. As a member of the allium family, along with onions and garlic, the entire plant is a flavor powerhouse. Number 2. Hosta. Next up, we're moving into the shade with a perennial you might already have in your garden, but have never thought to eat. It's the undisputed king of the shade garden, the hosta. And it might surprise you, but yes, hostas are edible. Hardy in zones 3 through 9, hostas are the go-to for those tricky, shady spots. In Japan, however, hostas are a prized spring vegetable known as urui. It all might make more sense when I tell you that hostas are in the asparagus family. So what parts do you eat? The most sought-after part is the young, unfurled shoot that pops up in spring, called a hostin. When harvested at just a few inches tall, these shoots are tender with a flavor very similar to fresh asparagus. You can rinse them and eat them raw, or lightly sauté them in butter. Hostas are delicious. The young tender leaves can also be used like spinach in a stir-fry, or as a wrap. Even the flowers that appear in summer are edible, with a delicate lettuce-like flavor that makes a beautiful addition to a salad. While all hostas are considered edible, some varieties are said to taste better than others, and older leaves can get tough or bitter, so it's best to stick to the young growth. It's a great reminder that the line between ornamental and edible is often just a matter of perspective. Number 3. Bee balm. Our next plant is a pollinator powerhouse that has it right in the name. This is bee balm, also known as monarda or wild bergamot. Bee balm is a true hardy perennial native to North America and thriving in zones 3 through 9. Visually, bee balm is stunning. It produces tall, sturdy stems topped with wild, shaggy-looking flower heads in brilliant shades of red, pink, purple, and white. These tubular flowers are perfectly shaped for pollinators with long tongues, making them an absolute favorite of bees, butterflies, and especially hummingbirds. Just plant it in a sunny spot with moist soil and decent air circulation to keep it happy. The whole plant is aromatic, which gives a clue to its culinary uses. Crush a leaf, and you get a complex, spicy scent that people describe as a mix of oregano, mint, and citrus. Both the leaves and flowers are edible and have been used for centuries. Native American tribes, like the Oswego people, brewed the leaves into a medicinal tea, a practice later adopted by colonists as a black tea substitute after the Boston Tea Party. Today, the most common use for bee balm is making a wonderfully fragrant herbal tea. Just steep the fresh or dried leaves and flowers in hot water. The flavor is bold and warming, and some say it's reminiscent of Earl Grey tea, which is flavored with bergamot orange. The flower petals can be sprinkled into salads for spicy, colorful confetti, and the leaves can be used sparingly as an herb to flavor meats. It's a fantastic plant that's a pollinator magnet, a striking ornamental, and a flavorful herb all in one. Very much like our next contender. Number 4. Sulfur cosmos. Our journey continues with a flower that is literally a burst of sunshine, the sulfur cosmos. With its fiery petals of brilliant orange, yellow, and red, this plant is a total showstopper. Now I know the title says perennial, so let me be perfectly clear. Sulfur cosmos is technically an annual, but it's what we here at the Herbal Discovery Channel like to call an honorary perennial. It self-seeds so reliably that once you plant it, you'll likely see it come back every year, a welcome volunteer that asks for no extra work from you. It's the perfect gateway plant for getting into edible flowers. What's great is that unlike many garden flowers that need rich soil, Sulfur cosmos actually does best in average or even poor soil. Just give it a spot with full sun and don't fuss over it. In fact, if you fertilize it too much, you'll get more leaves than flowers, and we are definitely here for the flowers. It's drought tolerant once it's established, and it's a powerhouse for attracting beneficial insects, butterflies, and bees. So now for the fun part. What does it taste like? The petals of Cosmos sulphureus are the edible part, and they have a surprisingly zesty, almost peppery or slightly bitter flavor. It's not something you'd eat a whole bowl of, but its taste and incredible beauty make it a fantastic garnish. Imagine sprinkling those vibrant petals over a fresh green salad. It's an instant upgrade. You can even freeze them in ice cubes for a fabulous twist in summer drinks. In some traditional cuisines in Thailand and Indonesia, the flowers and even young shoots are used in salads and teas. The name cosmos comes from the Greek word cosmos, meaning harmony or order, supposedly given to the plant by Spanish priests who saw the universe's harmony in its perfectly ordered petals. So you're not just planting color, you're planting a piece of history. But just remember, be sure of your identification. While other cosmos varieties exist, Cosmos sulphureus is the best documented and most widely used edible species. Number 5. Porridge. Next on our list is a plant with flowers so stunningly blue they almost look unreal. This is borage, also known as starflower. Like Sulfur cosmos, borage is an annual that self-seeds so prolifically it acts like a perennial. Plant it once, and you'll probably have it for years to come. Borage is an ancient herb from the Mediterranean region, historically associated with courage and happiness. It grows about 2 to 3 feet tall with fuzzy, gray-green leaves and a cascade of these incredible, 5-petaled, bright blue, star-shaped flowers. Growing it is a breeze. It loves full sun and well-drained soil. But a huge reason to plant borage is for the bees. It produces a massive amount of nectar, making it one of the best plants you can grow to support your local pollinators. In the kitchen, the flowers are the real prize. They have one of the most delightful flavors in the plant kingdom, a clean, crisp, unmistakable taste of fresh cucumber. This makes them a perfect garnish. Toss them into salads for a surprising burst of cool flavor and brilliant blue. They're famously used to garnish summer drinks like a Pim's cup, or you can freeze them into ice cubes for an elegant touch in a simple glass of water. Now, a word of caution on the leaves. While the young leaves are also edible, they contain small amounts of liver-toxic compounds called pyrrolizidine alkaloids, or PAs. Current safety advice is pretty strict, and some authorities recommend limiting or even avoiding the leaves, especially for children or those with liver issues. So, stick with the beautiful, cucumber-flavored flowers. They are considered the much safer and more popular choice. Number 6. Daylily. For our final plant, we have a true culinary superstar that's often overlooked in Western gardens, the daylily. Hardy, vigorous, and almost indestructible, daylilies are a dream for lazy gardeners, thriving in zones 3 through 9 in everything from full sun to part shade. Before we go any further, we must give a critical safety warning. We are talking about daylilies from the genus Hemerocallis. We are absolutely not talking about true lilies from the Lilium genus. Many true lilies like Easter lilies or the tiger lilies they're sometimes confused with are toxic and should not be eaten. Daylilies grow from tuberous roots with a fountain of long leaves at the base, while toxic true lilies usually grow from a scaly bulb and have leaves running up a central stem. Be sure you are 100% certain of your identification. With that out of the way, let's talk about why daylilies are so amazing. The name, Hemerocallis, means beauty for a day in Greek because each flower only lasts one day. But a single plant produces so many buds that you get a continuous show for weeks. In many Asian cuisines, almost the entire plant is used. The unopened flower buds are a delicacy known as golden needles when dried and have a crisp texture with a flavor like a cross between green beans and asparagus. You can sauté them, steam them, or toss them into a stir-fry. The open flowers are edible too, with a mild, slightly sweet, vegetal taste. You can tear the fresh petals into salads, or even stuff the whole blossoms with a savory filling, then batter and fry them like squash blossoms. However, another important caution. Some people experience stomach upset like diarrhea or vomiting after eating daylilies, especially when raw. It's a good idea to start with just a small cooked portion to see how you react. The common orange ditch lily, Hemerocallis fulva, is the one most often used in cooking, but even with this variety, it's best to proceed with caution. How to grow and harvest safely. Now that you're inspired to start munching on your flower bed, let's cover some essential safety rules. This is the most important part, because enjoying your edible garden means doing it safely. First, positive identification is everything. Only eat plants you can identify with 100% certainty. As we discussed with daylilies, many plants have toxic lookalikes, so when in doubt, leave it out. Second is the source. Only eat flowers you know are grown without chemical pesticides or herbicides. Never eat flowers from a florist or conventional garden center, as they're often treated with chemicals not safe for consumption. Also, avoid harvesting from roadsides due to pollutants. Your own organic garden is always the safest bet. Third, when trying a new edible flower, start small. It's always possible to have an allergy or sensitivity. This is especially important for plants like daylilies, where some people report stomach upset. Eat just a small amount, preferably cooked, and wait to see how your body reacts. Finally, be mindful of specific plant risks. With borage, for example, stick to the flowers to avoid the alkaloids present in the leaves. So there you have it, 6 beautiful, hardy, and delicious plants that can transform your garden. What are your favorite edible flowers? Is there one from this list you're excited to try? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening!